the master architect. Rewire your mind, reshape your reality. What if your greatest enemy isn't the world outside, but a silent, unseen force dwelling within your own mind? This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about unlocking the hidden forces controlling your thoughts, emotions, and ultimately, your destiny. You're about to discover how to break free, master your inner world, and unleash an unstoppable confidence that reshapes your entire reality. The power, you see, is already within you. It's time to seize control. Right now, at this very moment, what if I told you that you are not truly in control of your own mind? That your thoughts, your emotions, and even your most deeply held decisions are being hijacked? Not by society, not by technology, and certainly not by other people, but by something far more insidious, your own unconscious mental programming. You might believe you're making choices freely, living a life of conscious intent. But the shocking truth is, most of what you do, how you react, and even what you believe is possible for you is dictated by habits, deep-seated fears, and conditioned beliefs you never even chose for yourself. Every moment you hesitate, every goal you abandon, every whisper of self-doubt that creeps in, it's not because you're incapable. It's because your mind is running on autopilot, following a script that was written long before you ever realized it. And unless you take back command, that script will continue to rule your life, making your choices for you, guiding your reactions, and limiting your potential without you even knowing it. But here's the most empowering part, the truly shocking revelation. You can reprogram your mind. You can utterly rewrite that script. You can seize full control of your thoughts, your emotional landscape, and your behaviors to manifest the reality you genuinely desire, not the one your unconscious fears and past experiences have trapped you in. And that, precisely, is what you're about to learn. No fluff, no vague motivational platitudes, just potent, actionable strategies rigorously backed by the latest insights from science, psychology, and neuroscience, all designed to give you complete, undeniable mental command. The ability to train your mind isn't merely a skill. It's the fundamental difference between those who ascend to their highest potential and those who remain ensnared in endless cycles of self-doubt, debilitating overthinking, and paralyzing procrastination. And right now, the curtain is about to be pulled back. You're on the precipice of mastering it. The master key they never taught you. Self-dominion. Let's be absolutely clear from the outset. This isn't about manipulation. It's not about controlling others, tricking people, or attempting to hack your way to success with cheap mental tricks. This is about something far more profound, far more liberating. It's about mastering yourself. Because here is the profound, undeniable truth. Every single limitation in your life, every struggle that gnaws at you, every frustration you've ever felt can be traced back to one single fundamental root cause: your ability or inability to control your mind. Think about it. If you can't control your focus, you will perpetually be at the mercy of distractions. If you can't control your emotions, you will remain endlessly reactive, a puppet to every passing feeling. And if you can't control your thoughts, you will forever be locked in a silent, debilitating war with yourself. Most people spend their entire lives unknowingly as prisoners of their own minds. They exist, day in and day out, without even realizing that the way they think, the very lens through which they perceive reality, is not an objective reflection of the world. It's merely a collection of conditioned patterns, ingrained over years.
This is precisely why some individuals succeed against what seem like insurmountable odds, defying every expectation, while others, despite possessing every conceivable advantage, intelligence, resources, opportunities, inexplicably fail. The difference isn't intelligence, it's not raw talent, and it's certainly not luck. It is undeniably mental discipline. Your mind is either your most potent weapon, a force capable of unimaginable creation, or your greatest weakness, a silent saboteur. And the critical distinction lies solely in whether you control it or whether it controls you. Your brain's secret weapon, neuroplasticity. By the time you finish engaging with these insights, you will not think the same way you do right now. That isn't a vague aspirational promise. It's a verifiable biological fact. Your brain is not a static organ. It is a dynamic, living entity, constantly rewiring itself every second of every single day. Every time you consciously challenge a long-held belief, every moment you intentionally shift a thought pattern, every instance you practice genuine mental control, you are not just mentally exercising, you are physically altering the very structure of your brain. This incredible capacity is known as neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the profound reason why some individuals remain perpetually ensnared in cycles of self-sabotage, caught in the quicksand of their limiting beliefs, while others, seemingly with similar starting points, manage to break free, transcend their past, and powerfully reprogram their minds for unprecedented success. The difference isn't intelligence, it's not raw talent, and it's certainly not luck. It is undeniably mental discipline. Your mind is either your most potent weapon, a force capable of unimaginable creation, or your greatest weakness, a silent saboteur. And the critical distinction lies solely in whether you control it or whether it controls you. The proven psychological techniques to not just set goals, but to achieve them with an almost uncanny certainty, bypassing the common pitfalls of failure. This is not passive learning. This isn't a collection of interesting facts to simply absorb. If you merely listen without taking decisive, consistent action, nothing, absolutely nothing will fundamentally change. But if you make the unwavering commitment to diligently apply these transformative techniques, a metamorphosis will occur within your mind. And as your mind transforms, so too will your entire life. Why most people fail and why you won't, the crossroads of control. Here's a harsh yet liberating reality. Most people will never truly master their minds. They will continue to overthink, continue to drown in self-doubt, continue to concoct endless excuses, and continue to passively wait for some elusive, perfect time to initiate change. They will dutifully read countless self-help books, endlessly watch motivational videos, attend seminars, and yet, year after year, they will remain stubbornly stuck in the very same place. Why? Because they never actually seize control of their own thinking processes. They willingly, albeit often unconsciously, permit their fears, their past experiences, and their subconscious programming to unilaterally dictate their every action, every reaction, every choice. But you are not most people. You are here, engaged in this exploration precisely because you are ready. You are ready to shatter that cycle. You are here because you possess the burning desire to take definitive control of your mind and ascend to a higher level of thinking, acting, and living. This means that what you are encountering now is not merely something to listen to. It is a powerful tool to be wielded. Every strategy meticulously shared with you, every profound mental shift carefully explained, has been rigorously proven to work, not just in abstract theory, but in the crucible of real life. But for these potent tools to work their magic for you, you must commit. You must commit to the process, to the uncomfortable yet exhilarating journey of self-mastery. Let me be crystal clear. Everything, absolutely everything you truly desire in life initiates its genesis within your mind. Success, unwavering confidence, profound happiness, indomitable resilience. It is all deeply rooted in your fundamental ability to govern your thoughts and command your emotions. No matter where you find yourself right now, no matter how utterly stuck, hopelessly lost, or completely unmotivated you may feel, the very instant you consciously take control of your mind, everything begins to shift. And that monumental journey, that profound transformation, commences now. Are you truly ready? Because once you absorb and apply these mental control techniques, once you experience their power firsthand, you will never, ever think the same way again. The path to your greatest self lies directly ahead. The hidden mechanism that controls your life. Have you ever found yourself in a moment of quiet reflection, wondering why your life has unfolded in precisely the way it has? Why do certain intrusive thoughts persistently pop into your head, even when you desperately wish they wouldn't? Why do some individuals seem to glide through life with an almost effortless grace, making incisive, sharp decisions and maintaining an unruffled emotional composure, while others feel perpetually ensnared in ceaseless cycles of overthinking, debilitating doubt, and paralyzing indecision? It's not luck. It's not some predetermined fate. It is certainly not something mystical beyond your grasp or control. It is unequivocally your mind, the most extraordinarily powerful yet tragically least understood force operating within your existence. Most people blithely assume they are in absolute command of their thoughts, that every decision is a conscious choice. But what if I told you that a staggering 95% of your daily decisions, your automatic actions, and your reflexive emotional responses are generated before you even consciously register them, before you even have a fleeting thought about them? Your mind, in essence, operates much like a sophisticated, highly efficient machine, running on a complex tapestry of deep-seated patterns, entrenched habits, and core beliefs, many of which were indelibly programmed into you years ago, some even before you were old enough to utter a single coherent word. These hidden programs silently dictate how you feel, how you instinctively react to situations, and even what you implicitly believe is truly possible for your future. And here's the chilling part. If you don't proactively seize control of these underlying mental processes, they will, without a doubt, control you. But here's the liberating truth, the escape clause. You do not have to remain a passive bystander in the unfolding drama of your own mind. You possess the innate capacity to take the wheel, to grasp the steering column of your consciousness. You can, with deliberate intent, rewrite the very code of your being. You can transcend the role of the servant and boldly step into the rightful position of the master. However, genuine mind control, the profound, liberating kind that bestows upon you unparalleled clarity, unshakable confidence, and the undeniable ability to steer your life with surgical precision in the exact direction you choose, does not emanate from brute force or rigid suppression. It arises from profound understanding. That, precisely, is the singular purpose of this deep dive. We are about to journey into the innermost workings of your mind. We will meticulously dissect the intricate dance between your conscious and subconscious realms, uncover the precise mechanisms by which your thoughts are painstakingly formed, and reveal the hidden levers that clandestinely influence everything from your seemingly trivial daily habits to your most profound emotional responses. Most importantly, we will illuminate the path to unequivocally break free from the suffocating mental patterns that have kept you trapped, so you can consciously construct the life you genuinely desire, the life you were always meant to live. So before we embark fully on this transformative journey, I want you to honestly ask yourself, are my thoughts truly my own, or have they been subtly shaped by unseen forces I've never even dared to question? By the time you conclude this exploration, you will possess not only the answers, but more crucially, the precise tools to fundamentally change them.
The illusion of control. Are you really in charge? Let's begin with a revelation that might be challenging to fully absorb, yet is fundamentally critical. The vast majority of what you think and feel is not a consciously chosen act. It feels as though you're making deliberate decisions in the moment, responding dynamically to your environment, but in reality, your remarkably efficient brain is already predicting your responses, setting the course milliseconds before you even become consciously aware of your own choice. Neuroscientists, with increasingly sophisticated tools, have made a startling discovery. Many decisions are initiated and solidified in the subconscious realms of your brain, fractions of a second before you consciously perceive yourself making them. This means that by the time you consciously think you're deciding to react in a particular way, your brain has often already charted that course, based on a complex interplay of past experiences, ingrained habits, and deeply embedded programming. Consider the last time you felt a surge of anger, a wave of sadness, or the tightening grip of anxiety. Did you consciously decide, yes, I shall now feel anxious? Of course not. It simply happened. Your mind, like an incredibly complex computer, was running an automatic script, following a pre-written code without your conscious intervention. The identical dynamic plays out when you find yourself caught in cycles of procrastination, engaging in self-sabotage, or reacting to stress in ways you later profoundly regret. It isn't because you are inherently weak-willed or fundamentally incapable. It is because your subconscious, the unseen pilot, is calling the shots, guiding the responses, and your conscious mind is merely rationalizing those decisions after the fact. This precisely is why genuine, lasting change often feels so profoundly difficult. You can earnestly tell yourself time and time again, I will stop overthinking, or I will be more confident, or I will not let fear control me. But unless you fundamentally alter the deep-seated programming running beneath the surface, those conscious affirmations, those earnest declarations simply won't stick. They'll be overridden by the default settings. But here is the truly exhilarating news, the pathway to liberation. Your mind is incredibly malleable. It is not a rigid, unchangeable structure. Your subconscious is not some malevolent enemy to be battled. It is simply a faithful servant, diligently following the instructions it has received and reinforced over time. And if those instructions are outdated, if they are harmful, if they are preventing you from living your fullest life, then you possess the inherent power to rewrite them. You can, with focused intent, regain supreme control. But to achieve that, to truly become the master, you must first comprehend the profound architecture of your own mind. The two minds, conscious versus subconscious. Your mind, in its intricate complexity, is largely divided into two fundamental components, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. These two remarkably sophisticated systems, while distinct in their operations, work in a powerful, often unnoticed collaboration. The conscious mind is the part of you that you are acutely aware of. It is the realm where your logical thinking, your deliberate decision-making, and your capacity for reasoning take place. It is the part of you that allows you to meticulously plan, to critically analyze information, and to actively make sense of the vast, intricate world around you. However, despite its prominent role in our perception of control, the conscious mind is only directly responsible for a tiny fraction, approximately 5% of your daily thoughts, actions, and reactions. The subconscious mind, on the other hand, operates like an unseen, immensely powerful supercomputer diligently running in the background. It silently controls virtually everything you do automatically, without conscious effort. From the rhythmic beat of your heart and the involuntary blinking of your eyes to your deeply ingrained habits, your reflexive fears, and your immediate emotional responses, the subconscious is in command. This is precisely where your true, raw mental power resides.
But crucially, it also serves as the vast repository for all your limiting beliefs and the restrictive emotional patterns that have kept you stuck, held back from your true potential. Imagine your subconscious mind as an unimaginably vast and constantly expanding library of every single experience you've ever had, every emotion you've ever felt, and every belief you've ever absorbed. All of this immense data is meticulously stored away, largely beyond the immediate reach of your conscious awareness. Every solitary moment of your life, from the earliest days of your childhood to the present instant, has contributed to this colossal collection of data. If, for instance, as a young child you were consistently told you weren't good enough, your subconscious dutifully filed that away as a fundamental belief, a core program. If you experienced the significant failure at something and were overcome with a profound sense of humiliation, your subconscious meticulously marked that as a vivid warning, a compelling reason to avoid similar situations in the future. These myriad experiences, these silent archives, profoundly shape your behavior in ways you don't even consciously perceive. This is precisely why people often find themselves repeating the same mistakes, inexplicably falling into the same toxic relationships, or perpetually struggling with the same paralyzing fears, no matter how earnestly they consciously try to change. They are, without realizing it, battling against a deeply ingrained subconscious program, a pre-written script that has already unilaterally decided their response before they even have a conscious thought about it. But here is the powerful insight, the truth that most people tragically overlook. Your subconscious mind is not rigid, it is not fixed in stone. It is astonishingly adaptable, perpetually learning and constantly reshaping itself. The phenomenon of neuroplasticity, the brain's extraordinary ability to physically rewire itself based on experience, means that you possess the inherent power to change even the deepest, most entrenched patterns of thought and behavior. But this transformative power is only accessible if you understand how to directly access and influence your subconscious mind.
How your mind creates your reality. The feedback loop. Now, this is where the power truly escalates. Your subconscious mind doesn't just passively store past experiences. It actively, dynamically creates your future experiences based on the very patterns it has meticulously recorded. This is why individuals who, deep down, consistently expect negative things to happen to them often seem to encounter more adverse events. And conversely, those who harbor an inner conviction that good things are always coming their way often experience a disproportionate amount of positive outcomes. This isn't superstition or some mystical cosmic alignment. It is pure, unadulterated neuroscience in action. Your subconscious mind is like a sophisticated, highly tuned radar system, constantly scanning your external environment for irrefutable evidence that precisely matches its existing beliefs. If you, deep down in your core, harbor the belief that you are simply not capable of success, your mind will unconsciously filter out, dismiss, or simply fail to register opportunities that directly contradict that limiting belief. If you have been conditioned by past experiences to perpetually expect failure, your subconscious will, in subtle yet powerful ways, sabotage you. It will manifest as procrastination, as illogical hesitation, as corrosive self-doubt, all in a relentless effort to keep you confined within the perceived, safe boundaries of your past programming. This then is why gaining true control over your mind is the single most powerful, most indispensable skill you can ever hope to develop. Once you acquire the profound knowledge and practical ability to override the limiting subconscious programs that have held you captive, you can begin to sculpt and shape your life in ways you once deemed utterly impossible. And that, precisely, is the journey we are undertaking. In the very next section, we will delve even deeper into the intricate mechanisms of how these powerful subconscious patterns are formed, and even more crucially, how you can begin the profound process of rewriting them, starting today. Because the moment you seize control of your mind, you seize absolute control of your entire reality. Your future begins now. the silent architect of your reality. Have you ever experienced that unsettling sensation, that pervasive feeling that life is simply happening to you rather than being consciously shaped and directed by your own will? Like, no matter how fiercely you try to change something, an invisible, deeply embedded force inside keeps dragging you back into familiar, yet unproductive patterns of procrastination, paralyzing fear, or corrosive self-doubt? What if I told you that this unsettling experience isn't random? What if I revealed that at this very moment, an unseen yet incredibly powerful force within your own mind is actively sculpting your reality, meticulously filtering what you notice, subtly shaping your every decision, and even fundamentally determining what you believe is genuinely possible for your future? That profound force is your subconscious mind. And whether you fully realize it or not, it is tirelessly constructing the very life you inhabit every single day. The critical question then is not what is building your reality, but rather who programmed it. Most people exist under the deeply ingrained yet utterly false assumption that they are in full conscious control of their thoughts, their decisions, and their reactions. They genuinely believe they are freely choosing their careers, their relationships, their daily habits, and even the fundamental way they perceive themselves. But the truth, when truly faced, is far more unsettling. The vast majority of these seemingly conscious choices were in fact already made for you, solidified long before you ever dared to question them. The intricate way you think, the specific manner in which you react to stimuli, the precise way you process and respond to emotions, these are not spontaneous, independent decisions born of the moment. No, they are automated responses, sophisticated programs running quietly, constantly, in the background of your mind, meticulously shaped by experiences you may not even consciously remember. Think about it for a moment. Why do some individuals effortlessly walk into a crowded room and instantly radiate an undeniable aura of confidence, their presence filling the space, while others, equally capable, instinctively shrink into the background, becoming almost invisible? Why do some people possess the uncanny ability to bounce back from crushing failure with effortless resilience, transforming setbacks into stepping stones, while others spiral into a dark abyss of self-doubt and despair after the slightest misstep? It's not about innate intelligence, it's not merely raw talent, and it's certainly not arbitrary luck. It is unequivocally about mental programming. The way you consistently behave, the lens through which you perceive the intricate tapestry of the world, and the precise way you instinctively respond to opportunities or looming threats, all of this has, to a profound degree, already been predetermined by years, often decades of subconscious conditioning. And if that underlying programming is not serving you, if it's consistently causing you to overthink every little thing, to hesitate endlessly, or to feel perpetually stuck, then your life will, with unwavering certainty, reflect that stifling reality. This holds true no matter how desperately, how fervently you consciously wish for change. But here, precisely, is the most powerful, most liberating truth you will ever encounter concerning the human mind. Your subconscious does not possess the capacity to differentiate between what is unequivocally real and what is vividly imagined. It only processes and internalizes what you repeatedly tell it, what you consistently reinforce with strong emotion, and what patterns you allow to relentlessly continue. And this, profoundly, means that you, yes you, possess the astonishing ability to completely reprogram your mind from the ground up. This monumental feat is entirely within your grasp, provided you are willing to deeply understand its intricate mechanics and consciously seize absolute control of its every input. This, my friend, is where our profound journey of transformation truly begins. Because if you do not consciously, intentionally control your mind, then by default, someone or something else undoubtedly will.
Your mind as a filter. How reality is constructed. To truly grasp the immense, often overlooked power of your subconscious mind, you must first internalize one fundamental yet deceptively simple fact. Your mind does not present you with objective reality. Instead, it meticulously constructs and presents to you a filtered version of reality. Every single second of every day, your incredibly sophisticated brain is relentlessly bombarded with an overwhelming, almost incomprehensible amount of raw data. Countless sights, a cacophony of sounds, a multitude of physical sensations, an avalanche of emotions, and an endless stream of memories. If you were consciously, acutely aware of all this information simultaneously, in real time, you would be instantly and completely paralyzed by an unbearable information overload. To prevent this mental collapse, your mind possesses an extraordinarily efficient, built-in filtering system. This system instantaneously decides what information is critically important, demanding your attention, and what can be safely and efficiently ignored, fading into the background noise of existence. This miraculous filtering system is known as the Reticular Activating System, or RAS, and it is, without a doubt, one of the most powerful yet profoundly misunderstood mechanisms within the entire human brain. The RAS acts much like a highly intelligent mental gatekeeper. Its primary function is to meticulously decide what you consciously notice and what effortlessly fades into the periphery. Have you ever experienced the curious phenomenon where, after purchasing a brand new car, you suddenly begin to see that exact model, that specific color, absolutely everywhere you look? It's not that more people inexplicably started driving that particular car overnight. Rather, it's because your RAS has now marked that specific vehicle as relevant to you. Consequently, it now graciously permits your conscious mind to register and perceive it. The identical, powerful process occurs with your core beliefs. If your subconscious mind, deep down, holds the belief that you are not good enough, your RAS will meticulously filter the world in a way that relentlessly reinforces that precise belief. It will ensure that your attention is drawn to every perceived failure, every minor criticism, every subtle criticism, while simultaneously and completely ignoring or minimizing the myriad signs of your true capability, your inherent worth, and your undeniable successes. This is precisely why individuals who, at their core, anticipate negative events seem to encounter misfortune repeatedly, almost as if drawn to it. Conversely, those who possess a deep, unwavering expectation of success tend to find opportunities and positive outcomes manifesting everywhere they turn. It is not luck. It is not mere coincidence. It is, profoundly, mental filtration. Your entire reality is being meticulously constructed by the unique lens through which you view the world. And that powerful lens, that shaping force, is meticulously programmed by your subconscious mind. Now here's where this revelation becomes even more profoundly significant. The subconscious mind, despite its immense power, is incredibly malleable. It possesses an astonishing capacity to be reshaped, to be reprogrammed, and to be entirely rewired. Yet tragically, most people never engage in this conscious, deliberate process. Instead, they passively allow their subconscious to be programmed, almost by default, by an array of external forces. Their parents' casual remarks, their teachers' judgments, the pervasive messages from the media, the subtle influences of culture, and the sum total of their life experiences. They rarely, if ever, question whether that ingrained programming genuinely serves their highest good. And once those initial mental patterns are firmly set, the RAS continues its relentless work, diligently filtering reality in a way that consistently reinforces them. But what if you could reverse engineer this entire process? What if instead of being a mere passenger to past conditioning, you could consciously and systematically retrain your mind to filter reality in a way that unequivocally supports your grandest goals, profoundly strengthens your core confidence, and entirely eliminate every last vestige of self-doubt? The exhilarating truth is you can. But to achieve this level of mastery, you must first intimately understand how your subconscious has been programmed, and more importantly, how to systematically break free from those limiting mental scripts that have held you captive. The mental programs that control you. From the very moment of your birth, your subconscious mind has been an incessant, meticulous recorder, diligently documenting everything. Every fleeting experience, every single word ever spoken to you, every nuanced emotional reaction you've ever had, all of it has been logged and stored. These recordings, these cumulative impressions, form the fundamental foundation of your mental programming, the automatic, pre-written scripts that dictate precisely how you instinctively respond to the world around you. If, as a child, you were consistently told you were smart, you can achieve anything, your subconscious indelibly locked that belief in as a core program, tirelessly reinforcing your confidence and building your resilience. But conversely, if you were repeatedly told, be careful, life is hard, don't take risks, your subconscious absorbed that instead, installing a powerful script of fear and hesitation that even today could be profoundly influencing your every move. Even seemingly insignificant, fleeting experiences can leave incredibly powerful subconscious imprints. A single fleeting moment of acute embarrassment in early childhood can astonishingly lead to a lifelong, debilitating fear of public speaking. A painful, deeply felt rejection can create an unconscious, self-sabotaging belief that you are inherently not worthy of love. The subconscious takes these raw experiences, generalizes them, and then constructs rigid rules around them, rules that dictate how you navigate the intricate landscape of the world, often without your faintest conscious awareness. And here's the crucial kicker, the ultimate realization. Once a belief is firmly installed in your subconscious mind, your mind will then actively, relentlessly seek out evidence to confirm and support it, while simultaneously filtering out anything and everything that contradicts it. This psychological phenomenon is known as confirmation bias, and it is, without a doubt, one of the most powerful yet profoundly invisible forces shaping your entire reality. If, at your deepest core, you believe you are not good enough, your subconscious will meticulously focus on every perceived failure, every minor mistake, every passing criticism, while simultaneously and completely ignoring or minimizing the myriad signs of your true capability, your inherent worth, and your undeniable successes. This is precisely why individuals who, at their core, anticipate negative events seem to encounter misfortune repeatedly, almost as if drawn to it. Conversely, those who possess a deep, unwavering expectation of success tend to find opportunities and positive outcomes manifesting everywhere they turn. It is not luck, it is not mere coincidence, it is, profoundly, mental filtration. Your entire reality is being meticulously constructed by the unique lens through which you view the world. And that powerful lens, that shaping force, is meticulously programmed by your subconscious mind. Now here's where this revelation becomes even more profoundly significant. The subconscious mind, despite its immense power, is incredibly malleable. It possesses an astonishing capacity to be reshaped, to be reprogrammed, and to be entirely rewired. Yet tragically, most people never engage in this conscious, deliberate process. Instead, they passively allow their subconscious to be programmed, almost by default, by an array of external forces. Their parents' casual remarks, their teachers' judgments, the pervasive messages from the media, the subtle influences of culture, and the sum total of their life experiences. They rarely, if ever, question whether that ingrained programming genuinely serves their highest good. And once those initial mental patterns are firmly set, the RAS continues its relentless work, diligently filtering reality in a way that consistently reinforces them. But what if you could reverse engineer this entire process? What if instead of being a mere passenger to past conditioning, you could consciously and systematically retrain your mind to filter reality in a way that unequivocally supports your grandest goals, profoundly strengthens your core confidence, and entirely eliminate every last vestige of self-doubt? The exhilarating truth is you can. But to achieve this level of mastery, you must first intimately understand how your subconscious has been programmed, and more importantly, how to systematically break free from those limiting mental scripts that have held you captive.
The mental programs that control you. From the very moment of your birth, your subconscious mind has been an incessant, meticulous recorder, diligently documenting everything. Every fleeting experience, every single word ever spoken to you, every nuanced emotional reaction you've ever had, all of it has been logged and stored. These recordings, these cumulative impressions, form the fundamental foundation of your mental programming, the automatic, pre-written scripts that dictate precisely how you instinctively respond to the world around you. If, as a child, you were consistently told you are smart, you can achieve anything, your subconscious indelibly locked that belief in as a core program, tirelessly reinforcing your confidence and building your resilience. But conversely, if you were repeatedly told, be careful, life is hard, don't take risks, your subconscious absorbed that instead, installing a powerful script of fear and hesitation that, even today, could still be profoundly influencing your every move. Even seemingly insignificant, fleeting experiences can leave incredibly powerful subconscious imprints. A single fleeting moment of acute embarrassment in early childhood can, astonishingly, lead to a lifelong debilitating fear of public speaking. A painful, deeply felt rejection can create an unconscious, self-sabotaging belief that you are inherently not worthy of love. The subconscious takes these raw experiences, generalizes them, and then constructs rigid rules around them, rules that dictate how you navigate the intricate landscape of the world, often without your faintest conscious awareness. And here's the crucial kicker, the ultimate realization. Once a belief is firmly installed in your subconscious, your mind will then actively, relentlessly seek out evidence to confirm and support it, while simultaneously filtering out anything and everything that contradicts it. This psychological phenomenon is known as confirmation bias, and it is without question one of the most powerful, invisible forces shaping your entire reality. If, at your deepest core, you believe you are not good enough, your subconscious will meticulously focus on every perceived failure, every minor mistake, every passing criticism, while effortlessly ignoring or minimizing your undeniable successes and strengths. If you genuinely believe that money is hard to come by, your subconscious will, in subtle yet profound ways, tirelessly reinforce that belief, causing you to overlook countless opportunities for financial abundance that might be right in front of you. This, then, is precisely why simply telling yourself to think positive often proves ineffective. You can diligently repeat affirmations all day long, chanting them until you're hoarse. But if your subconscious is still silently running an old, deeply entrenched program that fundamentally dictates you are not worthy or you always mess things up, then your actions, your emotions, and your ultimate results will, with unerring certainty, always revert to that powerful default setting. To truly, fundamentally change, to achieve lasting transformation, you need to reprogram your subconscious at its deepest core. And that profound journey begins by bravely challenging the limiting, often unexamined beliefs you've been carrying, perhaps for years, perhaps for a lifetime. Rewiring the hidden programs running your life.
Imagine for a moment if you possessed the astonishing ability to open the control panel of your own mind and visually inspect the complex software diligently running your thoughts, meticulously orchestrating your emotions, and dictating your every behavior. What astonishing discoveries would you make? Would you find an exquisitely designed program, precisely calibrated to make you effortlessly confident, laser-focused, and utterly unstoppable? Or would you perhaps uncover outdated, clunky scripts, brimming with the residue of hesitation, paralyzing fear, and debilitating self-doubt? These are the patterns, installed long ago without your explicit permission, now silently yet profoundly dictating the entire course of your life, often without your faintest conscious awareness. Most people in their daily lives never bother to question the relentless stream of thoughts that cascade through their heads. They passively assume that their worries, their ingrained insecurities, and their ingrained habits are simply an immutable part of who they are, an unchangeable aspect of their identity. But let me tell you something, a profound truth that has the potential to fundamentally alter the way you perceive yourself forever. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are merely mental habits, old programs running in persistent loops, meticulously shaped by past experiences and powerfully reinforced by endless repetition. They are not fixed, they are not permanent, and, most crucially, they can entirely be rewritten. But this extraordinary capacity for transformation is only accessible if you first diligently recognize the hidden programs, the invisible strings actively at work inside your subconscious. Think of your mind for a moment like an incredibly sophisticated computer. In this analogy, your subconscious mind functions as the operating system, the powerful, quiet force running every essential process in the background, out of sight. Your conscious mind, on the other hand, is the user interface, the part of you that thinks it's in absolute control, but is in reality merely responding to the deeper, fundamental code meticulously written beneath the surface. The pervasive problem is this: most people never bother to genuinely upgrade their mental software. They continue to operate on the same outdated restrictive beliefs they were unwittingly given as children, never once realizing that those archaic programs are profoundly shaping every single facet of their existence, their relationships, their careers, their self-confidence, and even their physical health. Here's the real, undeniable danger. Your subconscious, in its raw, unfiltered operation, doesn't inherently care whether a belief is genuinely helpful or profoundly harmful. It doesn't judge whether a thought is objectively true or utterly false. Its sole concern, its overriding directive, is efficiency, relentlessly repeating what is familiar, what is habitual, over and over again. This means that if you have been conditioned, perhaps since childhood, to doubt yourself, your mind will continue to inundate you with thoughts of doubt. Not because those thoughts are inherently true, not because they reflect objective reality, but simply because they are habitual, they are familiar. And unless you consciously, deliberately intervene, those deeply ingrained patterns will continue to shape, define, and limit your entire life. But here's the exhilarating good news, the beacon of hope. Every single program embedded in your mind can be rewritten. In precisely the same way that a computer can be updated with new, more powerful software, your subconscious can be systematically reprogrammed to entirely eliminate limiting beliefs and replace them, not just with positive thoughts, but with deeply empowering, life-affirming ones. The key, the secret unlocking this power, lies in understanding precisely how these programs were installed in the first place, and then, crucially, how you can systematically deconstruct them, piece by painstaking piece, and rebuild them in a way that unequivocally serves your highest good, rather than relentlessly holding you back.
The subconscious blueprint: how your beliefs were installed. To truly reprogram your mind, to fundamentally alter its core operations, you must first deeply understand the origin story of your beliefs.
Where did they come from? Most people operate under the illusion that their opinions, their fears, and their ingrained habits are the result of conscious, deliberate choices. But in stark reality, almost every single one of them was installed, deeply and subtly, before you even fully comprehended what was happening. From the moment of your birth until approximately the age of 7, your brain operates primarily in theta brainwaves. This is a profound, deeply receptive state, akin to a waking dream. During this critical developmental period, your mind is like an open sponge, absorbing every piece of information from its environment without critical filtering. Your parents' words, their emotional states, the subtle cues from your immediate environment, societal expectations, the media you consumed, all of it was internalized without question, without judgment, as absolute truth. This is the crucible, the formative period when the core blueprint of your mind is meticulously formed, creating the very foundation of your operating system. If, for example, you were consistently told as a child, "You're incredibly smart, you can achieve anything you set your mind to," your subconscious mind locked that belief in as a powerful, empowering program, effortlessly reinforcing confidence and building your inherent resilience. But conversely, if you were repeatedly told, "Be careful, life is hard, don't take risks, success is for others," your subconscious absorbed that instead, diligently installing a script of profound fear and hesitation that could still be subtly yet powerfully influencing your decisions and reactions to this very day. Even seemingly insignificant fleeting experiences can leave remarkably powerful, indelible subconscious imprints. A single, isolated moment of acute embarrassment in childhood can, for instance, lead to a lifelong, debilitating fear of public speaking, a fear that seems to appear from nowhere. A deeply painful rejection can create a powerful, unconscious belief that you are inherently not worthy of love or connection. The subconscious, in its relentless quest for efficiency, takes these raw experiences, generalizes them into universal truths, and then meticulously builds rigid rules around them, rules that dictate how you instinctively navigate the world, often without your faintest conscious awareness. And here's the kicker, the ultimate reason why change often feels so frustratingly elusive. Once a belief, any belief, is firmly installed in your subconscious, your mind will then actively, almost fanatically seek out evidence to support it, while simultaneously filtering out, ignoring, or simply failing to register anything that directly contradicts it. This is the insidious trap of confirmation bias, and it stands as one of the most powerful, often invisible forces shaping your entire reality. If you genuinely believe, deep in your core, that you are not good enough, your subconscious mind will meticulously focus your attention on every perceived failure, every minor mistake, every critical word from others, while simultaneously effortlessly ignoring or downplaying your undeniable successes and profound capabilities. If you are conditioned to believe that money is hard to come by, your subconscious will subtly yet powerfully reinforce that belief, causing you to overlook countless opportunities for financial growth that might be directly in your path. This, then, is precisely why simply telling yourself to think positive often yields such meager results. You can repeat affirmations, positive statements all day long, but if your subconscious mind is still silently running an old, deeply ingrained program that fundamentally declares you are not worthy or you always mess things up, then your actions, your emotional responses, and your ultimate trajectory will, with unerring certainty, always revert to that deeply embedded default setting. To truly, profoundly change, to experience a genuine, lasting transformation, you need to reprogram your subconscious at its very core. And that transformative journey begins by bravely, unflinchingly challenging the beliefs you've been carrying, perhaps for years, perhaps for a lifetime, beliefs that have been silently dictating your reality. Breaking free from mental chains. How to rewrite the program. So how do you break free from these invisible chains? How do you meticulously override the outdated, limiting scripts relentlessly running in the background of your mind, and instead install powerful, empowering new beliefs that propel you forward? It all begins with awareness, because you simply cannot change what you do not first recognize, what you do not bring into the light of conscious understanding. The first crucial step is to diligently identify the dominant, often unconscious beliefs that are currently controlling your life. Ask yourself with brutal honesty, what do I truly believe about myself? What are my core beliefs about success, about love, about happiness, and about failure? Critically ask, are these beliefs genuinely helping me, empowering me to grow, or are they subtly yet powerfully limiting me, holding me back? Be unflinchingly honest in your self-assessment. If in this introspection you uncover thoughts such as, I'll never be good enough, or success is for other people, not me, or I always mess things up, recognize them for precisely what they are. They are not objective facts. They are not immutable truths. They are merely deeply ingrained mental programs. These beliefs only hold power over you because they've been relentlessly reinforced over extended periods. But the very moment you expose them, the instant you bring them into conscious awareness, you immediately begin to weaken their suffocating grip. The next vital step is to courageously challenge these limiting beliefs and systematically replace them with new, profoundly empowering ones. But here's the often overlooked secret, the critical nuance. Your subconscious mind will not simply accept a new belief just because you consciously tell it to. It demands evidence. This means you must actively and persistently seek out irrefutable proof that directly contradicts your old limiting beliefs. If you've always harbored the thought that you're not good at something, actively seek out small, incremental wins, tiny successes that directly prove otherwise. If you've lived with the deep-seated belief that success is forever out of reach, deliberately start noticing stories of real people who, perhaps with fewer advantages than you, have achieved precisely what you aspire to. The more concrete proof you diligently gather, the faster and more efficiently your subconscious mind will begin to rewire itself. And most importantly, this is not merely an intellectual exercise. You must embody the new beliefs through consistent, deliberate action. You cannot merely think differently, you must act differently. If your subconscious in its old programming tells you to hesitate, to hold back, then consciously, deliberately take action anyway. If it whispers that you're not capable, then consciously, bravely prove it wrong by doing something, anything, slightly outside your comfort zone. Each and every time you intentionally override an old limiting program with a new empowering action, you are physically weakening the old neural pathways in your brain and simultaneously strengthening the new, more desirable ones. This, precisely, is the fundamental mechanism of neuroplasticity, the astonishing ability of your brain to physically rewire itself, to adapt and to evolve based on every new experience, every new action you take.
The turning point, becoming the architect of your mind. Right now, at this very moment, your subconscious mind is tirelessly shaping your life. The thoughts you passively allow to run through your mind, the beliefs you unconsciously reinforce, the actions you take or fail to take, all of these are either relentlessly strengthening outdated programs, keeping you stuck in old loops,
or they are powerfully creating entirely new, empowering ones that propel you towards your highest potential. The profound difference between those who truly control their minds and those who tragically remain prisoners of their own programming is startlingly simple. It is awareness combined with action. If you take nothing else from this extensive exploration, remember this singular liberating truth. You are not stuck. You are not eternally bound by the thoughts you've been thinking, the emotions you've been feeling, or the habits you've been unconsciously repeating. Your mind is an extraordinarily powerful tool, a sophisticated instrument, not a tyrannical master. And once you learn how to truly control it, once you acquire the precise knowledge and practical ability to reprogram your subconscious at its very source, you will, without a doubt, unlock a level of personal power, a boundless capacity for creation that most people never even realize exists within them. And that, precisely, is what we're going to dive into next. Because understanding the mind, while crucial, is just the very first step. The real, tangible transformation begins when you learn how to actively harness its immense power and meticulously reshape your entire reality, not from the outside in, but powerfully, irreversibly from the inside out. The battle between conscious and subconscious. Who's really in control? Have you ever made a firm, resolute decision? A true, unwavering commitment that you are going to fundamentally change something significant in your life? Perhaps you vowed to finally wake up early, to seize control of your mornings, only to find yourself inexplicably hitting the snooze button repeatedly after just a few days, sliding back into old patterns. Or perhaps you fiercely promised yourself you'd overcome that nagging self-doubt, to finally stop overthinking every little detail and simply take decisive action. Yet when the crucial moment arrived, that familiar wave of hesitation still gripped you, paralyzing your intent. If you've ever felt this profound frustration, this exasperating cycle of conscious desire versus unconscious resistance, let me assure you, it is not your fault. The reason change, genuine lasting change, often feels so extraordinarily difficult is because there are two powerful, often competing forces constantly at play within the intricate architecture of your mind: your conscious will and your deep-seated subconscious programming. Most people operate under the mistaken belief that their conscious mind, that logical, rational part of them that makes deliberate decisions, is unequivocally in control. But the unsettling, yet profoundly liberating truth is that the subconscious mind is, more often than not, actually running the entire show. Your conscious desires might fiercely want to initiate change, to move in a new direction, to break free. But if your subconscious is still programmed with old limiting beliefs, deeply ingrained habits, and reflexive fears, it will, without fail, subtly yet powerfully resist. This resistance isn't malicious. It's not because your subconscious actively wants to sabotage you. Quite the contrary. Its primary, overriding job is to keep you safe. And to your subconscious, safety is synonymous with familiarity. Think of your mind once again like a high-performance car. Your conscious mind is the skilled driver. It sets the destination, meticulously plans the route, and determines where it ultimately wants to go. But your subconscious mind is the powerful engine, the intricate transmission, and the underlying computer system controlling the speed, dictating the direction, and fundamentally determining whether the car even moves at all. If your subconscious has been programmed with limiting beliefs like, "I'm not good enough," or "change is hard," or "I always fail," it's precisely like having a GPS system that, no matter how desperately you try to steer in a new desired direction, relentlessly redirects you back to your old starting point, back to what's familiar. This is precisely why individuals struggle so immensely to break deeply entrenched bad habits. This is why they find themselves almost helplessly repeating the same self-sabotaging patterns in relationships, in their careers,
and in their pursuit of personal growth. It's not a fundamental lack of willpower. It's not inherent laziness. It is unequivocally a continuous, often unseen battle between the conscious driver and the subconscious engine. And until you manage to get both of these powerful forces working in perfect, harmonious alignment, operating in the same direction, genuine progress will perpetually feel like an exhausting uphill struggle. But here's the profoundly exciting part, the game-changing revelation. Your subconscious is not a fixed, immutable entity. It is entirely, astonishingly trainable. It is not rigid, and it is most certainly not unchangeable. The key, the secret to unlocking its power lies in intimately understanding precisely how it operates, why it resists change, and most importantly, how to systematically override its outdated programming so that it becomes an unwavering ally working for you, not relentlessly against you. Why the subconscious resists change. The comfort zone trap. Your subconscious mind has one fundamental, primary directive: to keep you safe. And to your subconscious, safety is almost always equated with familiarity. This is why even when your conscious mind desperately wants to step outside your comfort zone, to bravely try something new, to finally break an old detrimental habit, to courageously challenge yourself in an unprecedented way, you feel an invisible yet incredibly powerful force relentlessly pulling you back. That force is your subconscious, diligently enforcing its primary directive: